react to this. Y'all know Ewu. We always react to Ewu body cam. They be having some juicy shit, chat. I'm not gonna lie. They should be juicy as fuck. They little body cam should be juicy, chat. Hit that like, hit that sub.
He's down here. It's bad.
Oh, Jesus. Okay. Let's take a peek.
Just running down the street.
Say, man,
that
sawing his roommate.
He's got puncture wounds all over the place.
He's down here.
He's down here.
Oh, Jesus. Okay. Let's take a peek.
Just running down the street. He had a knife that way and everything.
He's got puncture wounds all over the place, too.
And so I'm like, oh, here's a young retard Hitler. If someone is trying to start a new worldwide cult, I will eliminate that person.
On March 10, 2020, officers with the Idaho Falls Police Department are called to a home after one of the residents witnesses a bone-chilling crime. As investigators plunge into a case brimming with appalling discoveries and a suspect on the run, they encounter a twisted tale of cultish accusations and mental disorders. However, nothing prepares them for the twisted motive they will uncover at the end of this heinous crime. On a chilly evening, 31-year-old Aaron makes an urgent 911 call when he encounters a horrifying scene. The following videos have never been seen or heard before.
911, where's your emergency?
This guy named Douglas, he just killed Hans. I don't know what his name is. His last name, Hans.
Aaron lives with 5 other individuals in a home dubbed the Graduate House, run by a local nonprofit that offers alternative housing options for those in need.
And he just took off running down the street.
Is he breathing?
No, he's not. Hey, Hans is not breathing.
Even though Aaron is panic-stricken, he somehow manages to gather his composure and relay vital details to the operator.
He ran down towards Common Sense, towards that direction.
Who's the male that stabbed him?
Douglas Taylor.
And you said he does have a knife?
Yes, he does have a knife. He just killed him.
Is he on the ground?
He's on the ground. Hans is on the ground. He just cut his neck with a knife, man.
Nah, look, I ain't gonna lie, the operators, bro, sometimes I know they be doing their job and shit like that, but yo, I ain't gonna lie, sometimes I be feeling bad for the people that be talking. They just imagine seeing some crazy shit, and then you got the operator talking about some, is it a knife? Was it a knife? Do he's had the knife? Is he on the ground? Like, yo.
Let's start CPR. You're gonna put him longer.
I don't know. He's dead. He's dead. He's blue. He's completely blue. His neck is cut. What's knife? Over here. Over here.
As officers arrive and move quickly to secure the scene, they find Aaron outside while the victim is bleeding out inside on the kitchen floor.
He's down here. It's bad.
That's crazy. Imagine seeing it.
Myself and 1-7 are clearing the house.
Good. Ready?
Oh, shit.
Inside the house, officers Kelly and Picard find the lifeless body of 51-year-old Herman Hans Warland lying 51? In a pool of blood.
We've got a back door.
Running down the street. Just hang out here. It's common sense. He had a knife that way and everything.
So who's the guy? Do you know the guy?
Yeah, Ben.
Talk to me. Here, just talk to me, man.
Douglas Taylor just killed Hans. The dude, he cut his throat with a knife.
I need you to stick with me, man. If we're gonna find this guy. Who is he?
His name is Douglas Taylor. He has brown hair. It goes over his eyes, and he's wearing a brown jacket and a brown pants with brown boots. He ran off towards Common Sense with a knife.
Okay.
I woke up. I was asleep. I heard him fighting. He goes, "No, stop, please." And that's all I heard. And I came upstairs, and he was laying on the floor with blood all over him.
Okay. Connor.
Crazy.
He's right here, but hey, wait, come this way.
Come this way, Connor, this way.
This way.
Hey, do you want me at the back or the front here?
Just hold on.
Hey, go grab the airway bag.
Okay.
Oh, Jesus. Okay. Let's take a peek.
Okay. Just try not to touch
it. All of the fire units incoming can slow down.
Even though all hope appears to be lost for the victim, Hans, paramedics continue to check on him.
Watch where you stop, please. Okay. You step right back out then. So, he's right there. Let's just clear this real quick.
I'll pie this room on the left. If you want to hold it forward, Karen. Looks like it's a bathroom. There's a shower curtain. I'm gonna go in. Okay, shower's behind the door, so I can't see.
Wait, they think he's still hiding in there or something?
Back upstairs, paramedics huddle over the victim to document the injuries.
Hey, Maddie.
Yeah.
You want to come here to witness? We're trying to get a 4 lead here.
Parkin's wants a 4 lead ran, so. What's that? Parkin's just wants a 4 lead ran. So just so. He's got puncture wounds all over the place too. Is he? Yeah. Oh God, please. What's up? It's working. Oh, it's working.
Doing the whole deal?
Hey, you have a work phone on you?
No, I'll go grab mine. Yep.
In an unexpected twist, Hans Warlin, the victim everyone thought was dead, has a pulse.
Oh,
As
shit.
officers hurry to photograph the crime scene, paramedics act swiftly in a desperate effort to save the victim's life.
Here, I start taking pictures quick, dude. Dispatch, maybe one. Call her right advise we have a full trauma activation. We have an estimated 35-year-old male, cardiac arrest. He is in PEA. Chet, I think we just move him and just get him out of here. I think it's our best bet.
I'm gonna keep talking to this guy real quick. Let's get.
You want to tell us?
He still got a pulse? That's crazy.
It's coming out of the back of his head.
Dude, it's friggin'.
Dude, I don't know. Keep going, keep cranking, keep cranking.
Yep.
Oh, God damn it.
I'm gonna skitch my Jeff.
In order to save precious seconds, paramedics improvise their plans to get Hans into the ambulance as quickly as possible.
Well, Jeff, we don't have to worry about the Tom Bader subs.
Yeah, no, we don't. Let's just get him on the top right.
Okay, we're all set. Chip, now see this for back to the side of his neck.
It's pumping blood out, bud. Pumping it.
All right, let's just roll. God, a clot too. Hey,
Pull that arm. That arm.
let's get it squared up a little bit.
What changed? He's got rhythm or what?
Yeah, he's in PEA, dude.
Okay.
Boys, you ready?
Yep. Just gonna drag. Yep. His legs, they're up south. Get him up. All right. Watch those hands. I know, I'm trying to do the clock machine.
He said the knife's in here, in the house somewhere.
Officer Lindquist brings up a fundamental detail about the missing murder weapon, but that's not the only thing they're lacking. They still have a suspect at large, potentially causing even more death and destruction. Officers immediately turn their attention to Aaron, the 911 caller who's been standing outside talking on his cell phone this entire time.
I want somebody monitoring him on audio right now.
Okay, I think McCart's recording,
But he left him. So this guy's making phone calls and talking and sharing information we need to get reported.
Okay.
Tape it. Hey, you got
That's
that?
pretty
Tape
crazy.
it.
I wonder.
Before Aaron has a chance to talk to anyone else,
I wonder was they beefing or something? But I guess they're gonna tell us
Bright
more.
records his statement, but the more Aaron reveals, the more uneasy the detectives become. The detective begins his questioning by asking about his roommate, Douglas Taylor, the man Aaron identified as the perpetrator on the call earlier.
So, Doug, what time did he leave this morning?
Like 4:30 in the morning.
4:30 in the morning.
Something like that, yeah.
Well, do you know where he was going?
No, I don't know where he went.
Does he work or anything?
No,
like
he doesn't
that?
work either. He just got released out of a hospital, too.
Oh, really?
I don't know what's
I
even happening.
understand.
So you was late. In here. Okay, so this will have me get a little quick right now. I get a little quick right now. A little boom, boom, boom. So look, these roommates right here. Look, it literally says in the title: "Man walks in on killer saw on his roommate's neck." So basically, it's nothing really happened for real. This guy right here, Aaron, the witness, he woke up or whatever and heard like commotion going on or whatever, and he heard, "Wait, stop, no, whatever, boom, boom," and he saw his roommate killing the other roommate with a knife or some shit like that, and boom, and then he on the run. So he called 12 and shit like that, and boom, bada bing, bada bow. 12 is there, and now we just figuring out what's happening.
How long has Doug been living here?
Only a month.
Only a month.
Yeah.
Detectives will later uncover the deranged reason that caused Douglas to mercilessly assault a roommate, but for now, they continue speaking with Aaron.
So, Doug got released a month ago or so.
Yeah.
And then he shows up here. How was he when he first arrived?
Kind of peculiar. Just doesn't want to talk to people. Doesn't want to interact.
The manager of the group home arrives on the scene and provides officers with more valuable details about their missing suspect.
So is this like a group home or what is it?
Yes, we own 3 of them. We got Andre's house, we got the lady's house, and this is our graduate house.
Okay.
Most of the guys here had come through. We actually allowed Douglas to come straight from Blackfoot South to come in here. He was supposed to be all right. He was attending counseling at RHS, and I was by here 3 times yesterday, and I didn't see nothing different in the kid. I talked to him and all of a sudden, and Hunts never did anything to anybody.
Right.
I mean, that kid was just as docile as he wanted to be, man.
Blackfoot South is a state hospital specializing in mental health located approximately 30 miles south of Idaho Falls. While the reasons for Douglas's treatment remain unknown, it gave an insight into his possible mental health concerns.
Had he been normal kind of before that, for like the first 2 weeks he was here?
No, not really. It's kind of like strange, off to himself, talks to himself.
So he's been talking to himself ever since he got here.
Yeah, ever since he got here. But he started laughing to himself recently.
See, that's what I saw. That's what I saw at the beginning when they was talking about something. He said, bro was starting a cult. Wait, what did he say or something like that?
Just in the last 3 days.
Yeah, just in the last 3 days. Yeah.
Do you know what if you overheard what he says when he talks to himself?
No, I don't listen to him. I don't listen to that.
What about when he's laughing? Does he say anything specifically?
No, he just mutters stuff that you can't hear.
What Aaron recounts next will leave no doubt as to the manic brutality of the events.
That's when I heard them scuffling or fighting upstairs, and I ran upstairs. And when I ran upstairs, that's when I seen Douglas Taylor with a knife sawing on Hans's neck.
The distance between the top of the basement stairs to the site of the stabbing is less than 20 feet. The fact that Aaron witnessed the ruthless attack from such close proximity suggests that he was lucky to escape with his life.
Oh, he looked at you?
Yeah, he looked at me.
Did he say anything?
No, he didn't say anything.
Was he still holding the knife?
Yes.
Or did he make any motions towards you or anything?
No, he didn't make any motions or any threatening behavior. I would have fought it back, man, if I would known.
So Hans was on all fours.
Yeah, no, check. What y'all doing? What y'all doing? Would y'all follow? Like, imagine you walking in, boom, you walk in, right? Say you living with like 3 people, 3, 4 people or whatever. Boom, you walk in and you see one killing the other one. You fighting back? What you doing, chat? I ain't gonna lie. And he said he talking to himself and shit and doing all that extra shit, chat. But I don't even know what I'll do in that situation. You have to be in that situation to know.
Like, they said, no, stop, please. I heard him say, no, stop, please.
The crime scene photographs the officers raced to document earlier offer frightening proof of Aaron's detailed account.
Remember what kind of a knife it was?
It looked like a kitchen knife.
Like a kitchen knife?
I'm not sure, but they found that there's a red knife laying on the floor in there in the living room. That might be the knife. I'm not sure. But it looked like a kitchen knife that it had with a brown handle on it.
Do you remember if it had a serrated edge? Or
yes, it had a serrated sawed edge.
Oh, that makes sense because you used that phrase, he was sawing at his head.
Yes.
Around his neck. Wow.
The description of the weapon should help officers locate it quickly if the suspect did, in fact, leave it at the scene. But Aaron is about to share a curious detail regarding the relationship between the victim Hans and his attacker Douglas.
Did it seem like previous to this, he had gotten along with Hans, or...?
Yeah, they would sit in the kitchen for hours on end sometimes.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So is it fair to say that Doug and Hans got along better than maybe Doug and other people?
No.
No?
Nope.
No one really got along with him. No one really talked to him.
Nobody really, and that's why I was asking, because earlier he had said that he wasn't very sociable.
No, he wasn't very sociable.
Hell no.
Hans is a friendly, nice guy.
That boy social with the little thoughts he got in his head. It's crazy.
But Douglas is not.
As Aaron's interview comes to an end, officers are still left wondering about the motive behind the assault and the location of the missing perpetrator. Through all of this, Hans' life still hangs in the balance.
Oh, wait. Hey.
Little radio. Back here, something at the left. Here. Click here.
Jason, see you down there.
You'll also be your driver for the ladder truck.
When we get that top off, let's work on vascular access.
And he was sawing at his neck. Like, the fact that he still has a pulse, bro, that's God right there, bro.
As paramedics proceed to provide Hans with preliminary treatment, they're unprepared to witness the scope of the numerous wounds that will be revealed later.
All right, good lung sound. Good lung sound. Nice. There we go, boys. There we go, boys.
Yo, W fucking paramedics, bro. W fucking paramedics.
I can't believe you had a rhythm. I cannot believe you had a rhythm. It just happened, dude. It's for real. Is the bagging still going okay? Yeah, outstanding. Yeah. Okay, everyone slow and methodical on the way in, okay? Cut that off. Yep. You shut down. Everyone slow and easy on the way out.
With the suspect at large and a grievously injured victim, it seems that the dispatch staff has only added more pressure on the officers.
He coded, right?
They got a pulse back or something.
If he goes, collect all of his clothing.
Okay. Were you listening to the radio? It came out as like suicide.
Dude, she wouldn't spit it out.
I know. So she
I was sitting there getting pissed off, like I was cursing.
Well, she dispatched 3, so already I'm like, oh, this is gonna be good, right?
Yeah.
And then it just her dispatching like, oh, it's terrible.
Lift up, lift up.
How bad are we?
It's bad. I think he looked gone when I entered him.
Boys.
I don't know.
Watch out for seatbelts. Okay, you guys want to get him turned over, or whatever doctor is taking him. You, Roseford? Okay. Good to go. He's got his to his left carotid. His trach has been cut. He's got multiple superficial stab wounds. We worked him because he's PEA on. We're gonna need him. Make sure that one on the left's going quickly.
Wait, what is?
We worked him because he's PEA on.
Because he's what is PEA? Am I slow and I just can't think of it right at the bottom of my head? Let me think about it.
Make sure that one on the left's going in quickly, man.
I'll let you.
Do you have a Sharpie?
I can get one.
Yeah, why don't we do that so I can start marking stuff?
Amid the hectic scene in the trauma room, doctors need critical information, but Officer Lindquist is about to have another breakdown in communication with the dispatch operator.
When did this come in?
Dispatch, can I get the time of the call for the stabbing? They'll tell me to say 22. Can I get time of call for the hospital?
You mean the time that you were on scene there, or the time that we notified him of the call?
The time the call came out.
Are you on main?
Yes. Charlie, I don't know how hard it is for anybody to look at the time the call came out and tell me that.
Well, you didn't go across that time.
They on her
22.
ass
Any
right
unit
now.
with a computer in front of them, can you please advise the time the call came out? The hospital needs that.
22. The call came in at 22:25, and I'm not sure what other time you're asking for.
It was 22:25. Charlie hates me.
She does. But she also.
He talking about some she does.
Nope.
He talking about some she does.
Miscommunications notwithstanding, doctors learned that the call came in 43 minutes prior to the time relayed by the dispatch operator. As the medical team does everything they can to save Hans' life, at the house, officers gathered outside and discussed their impressions of the crime scene and the possible location of their suspect.
Did you go inside at all?
Me? Yeah.
Pretty bloody.
Yeah, he was bleeding out all over the kitchen floor.
So you did?
He looked dead to us. We didn't go any closer to him. We cleared the top floor, and then we backed out.
While officers might have secured the scene, it is clear that they need to quickly widen their search if they hope to have any possibility of catching the suspect.
He's going to get caught.
Where
Where y'all think they're going to catch him at?
I'm going to be canvassing the businesses east of the canal.
Adjacent to this canal sits a large shopping center where officers will make an unexpected discovery.
2-4. It looks like there's somebody sitting right next to the stores to your west. 278 are suspects over here on the back of Albertsons.
Officers converge behind the Albertsons, approximately 3/4 of a mile from the crime scene, and find their suspect sitting against the east side of the building. When officers ask what his name is, he replies, Douglas Taylor.
Y'all think he was thinking when they found him sitting right there, y'all think he was thinking about what he did? Like, he was like, oh shit, like, I just really killed somebody type shit, or he was like on some like I did that type shit. You feel me? Like
It's got blood on his hands.
I wonder did that shit actually start like settling in. You know what I'm saying?
The weapon. They said the weapon he left there. 9041. Your suspect is saying the knife is there in the house still. The suspect is saying that the knife is still in the house.
Even though Aaron originally reported that he saw Douglas fleeing from the crime scene holding a weapon, detectives identify a blood-soaked knife lying on the floor in the living room and get Douglas to the station without incident.
All right, step in there, go and take a seat.
Throughout his detainment, Douglas has appeared eerily calm and cooperative, but to get a full picture of the savage attack, detectives need to interview him. However, even seasoned detectives are not prepared to deal with the suspect as unsettling as this one.
Oh shit.
Right there. You want some water?
Yeah, I do want water.
There you go.
After reading him his Miranda rights, Detective Schwicht cuts straight to the chase.
Can you tell me what happened tonight from your side of things?
I'm the one who did it.
Okay. Can you tell me why? What happened tonight?
I'm not sure how to explain why I did it.
Within the first few minutes of the interview, Douglas confesses to the attack. However, the motive behind his actions will remain a mystery that investigators have yet to resolve.
I don't know how to explain it using regular terminology.
Okay. In your own words is fine. I'll ask questions if the things I don't understand. I was thinking that probably something happened tonight, or maybe it's an ongoing issue that got you really mad.
I wasn't angry.
Okay.
I have a system of metaphysics which would give you some insight into why.
Can you explain a little bit? Can you just explain to us what exactly happened?
I brutally stabbed to death that man in the kitchen.
It should be noted that Douglas doesn't know that Hans still clings to life and casually reveals a morbid series of events. Based on what happens later, everything he says will be called into question.
You said it should have resulted in death. If he survives and pulls through, is that going to be a problem for you, or?
There was no chance of survival.
Did you make absolutely certain that the way you stabbed him was definitely going to kill him? Where did you stab him on his body? Because I haven't seen this guy.
Oh, I slit his neck open. He should have bled out completely.
Sure.
Did you stab him more than once?
Yeah.
Were you really mad at him?
No.
Sorry, I guess I asked you that before.
I mean, when you're doing it, you have to do it in a precise manner, of course. You know, and like if he's going to defend himself, or try to talk back, or try to prolong, then it becomes more incremental until you just finally make the final kill wound. But I think I stabbed him about 15 times until the final slit to the right side of his neck.
And he's still, chat, the fact that he's still alive, bro. I hope he pulls through, bro. I wonder if he pulled through.
All those veins on the side. I witnessed him begin to bleed profusely. So, yeah.
Meanwhile, back at the Eastern Idaho Regional Medical Center, an inevitable tragedy strikes.
Did they just call it? It was loud. I called Harkness and let him know it was road 30 late.
They called it.
Yeah.
Hans had succumbed to his grievous injuries, turning the case into a murder investigation.
I thought, like, the back of his head was all disconnected on scene.
Is that one right there on his forearm?
Rest in peace, bro.
Yeah, I will have too much time on you, man.
A lot of stab wounds.
I know.
2 days later, during an autopsy, medical examiners will report that Hans died from 17 stab wounds inflicted upon
Wait,
the...
hold on, I want to look at this. 17, bro. Oh, so the slit on his neck, was it? I don't know why, I thought the slit on his neck was going to be like in a million. So that's crazy though, bro.
torso, left arm, neck, and other extremities. Meanwhile, detectives in the interrogation room are also getting closer to unearthing Douglas's motivations behind his appalling actions.
Certain individuals who desire to begin new cults, I like to identify and professionally examine, to see if that is precisely what they're trying to do. If someone is trying to start a new worldwide cult, I will eliminate that person.
Do you think he was trying to start a new worldwide cult?
Yes.
Okay.
That is my standard.
Okay. You think being the leader of a cult, he would have done some really bad things?
There are enough religions on this planet.
Like too many. So we'd be better off with fewer of those.
Yes.
While it's highly doubtful that Hans was indeed starting a cult, Douglas goes on to explain the reasoning behind this horrifying belief and his subsequent decision.
Did he share his beliefs, probably his mythology and stuff like that with you? Did he tell you about that?
To a degree. You tell I'm an atheist and I don't tolerate proselytizing.
Was that what he was doing, proselytizing to you about his beliefs?
Strangely, yes. Man trying to start a new cult. Not the right idea. Tries to reduce all of the world religions to some German mythology.
And he not saying nothing made him do it. He's saying he did it. He did it his soul check. You know how usually they be saying like some voices and shit made him do it.
Just think like people who understand some mysterious concept are the true rulers of all the different nationalities, religions, and peoples. And so I'm like, oh, here's a young retard Hitler.
As the interrogation comes to an end, the detective has one final question for Douglas.
After stabbing a guy like this, what do you think would be the right thing to do with you? What do you think the police, the law, the judges, all these people who sit and make decisions about all this, what do you think is the right and appropriate thing to do?
Not sure. Jail, then prison?
Do you think that's the right thing for you?
Yeah.
But if the detectives thought that this would be the last they'd hear of the man, they were in for a shocker. On October 12, 2021, over a year and a half after the incident, Detective Schwicht received a handwritten letter from Douglas while he awaited trial. In the letter, Douglas claimed that he didn't kill Hans and alleged that his old roommate Aaron is the one who killed Hans. Douglas reports that he heard a sound, entered the house, and saw Hans on the floor in his blood. He then went back outside where he alleged that Aaron threatened him and gave him a jacket with some blood on it. After being supposedly traumatized by the events, Douglas claimed to have agreed to take the blame and made a false confession later. When Detective Schwicht interviewed Aaron, he found him to be completely innocent, with no involvement in the crime whatsoever. Not long after his arrest, Douglas Taylor entered into the Idaho Security Medical Program, but on October 13, 2020, after almost 4 months in the program, doctors declared him fit to stand trial. Then on December 15, 2021, Douglas Taylor pled guilty to murder in the first degree and was sentenced to 27 years to life on February 14, 2022. Douglas is currently incarcerated at the Idaho State Penitentiary.
Nah, this was a crazy video. I'm not gonna lie. That's crazy. That shit's crazy. What if that story, what if he told the truth? Nah, I know he was capping. But what if that shit really happened? What if the other roommate really did it type shit and threatened him type shit? And then boom, about, you know what I'm saying? But nah, that shit, nah.